Good evening. It is Tuesday, October 10th, 2017. My name is Jacob,
And I'm Danielle.
and we are the Proteus Podcast, ideas in all shapes and forms.
And today we're going to be critics of trailers of all shapes and forms.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the new Star Wars trailer.
And to add on a typical bonus, we'll also kind of delve into the trailer that just dropped, the final trailer that dropped for Justice League.
Justice League, which apparently actually dropped earlier than the other one, but it's not.
Yeah, it dropped last week.
Anyways, Star Wars. Because Star Wars.
So I think that a couple of my thoughts about the last trailer were confirmed, such as the books on a shelf. That's definitely books on a shelf and not like buildings in a cave.
Right.
Yeah, so I felt good there. What do you think? Like, what's your overall impression?
Uh, I think despite showing us a lot more stuff, it pretty much still doesn't leave us that much closer to knowing anything about where the story goes.
Oh, real quick. Sorry for any background noise today, everybody. The construction outside of my window continues.
Ah,
So,
progress.
but yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I definitely enjoyed it. Gave me the goosebumps.
Yeah, I
That's
wasn't
for sure.
as excited with this one as the first one. Strangely enough, I mean, it had lots of neat stuff in it I've watched it several times. But I don't know.
Yeah, I feel I honestly feel like I think I've put together some things thanks to this trailer.
Like I have a very weird feeling with this trailer, and and the feeling is that this trailer somehow gave away too much without telling me anything.
Oh,
I can't nail down why I feel that way. It's like there's all these little bits and pieces that feel like they're probably really important moments that shouldn't be in the trailer,
you know what?
but at the same time, you don't have a whole lot to connect them.
So the director did give, like the trailer dropped, and the director did give a warning that there may be spoilers in it,
Yeah.
which
Excuse
which
me.
typically a director doesn't do, but he did do.
Well, that's like I said. There's this weird feeling like it's just spoiling something, but even
So
with the two trailers so far, I can't tie it together in my head yet.
so let's give a potential spoiler warning for the remainder of this conversation.
Yeah, it's if you're the type of people that don't watch trailers because you feel like they spoil the movie, well, turn this off now and come back next week.
Yeah, well, next week. Well, the movie's not out till December.
Yeah, but we won't be talking about this next week, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Probably. So okay. So I think what it gave us was a lot more flashback.
Yeah, I think there's a
I
bunch of
think
flashbacks in here.
Yeah, I think that a lot that I think that there's going to be a good portion of the movie of Luke having flashbacks
And
of how he
explaining things that have
failed
happened.
with Ben.
Yeah.
And I think that another part of it is going to be him training with Ray.
I think that might be a really brief training montage. Actually,
No,
I think we might have seen almost all of it now.
I think that there's going to be more. I think we're going to get a scene similar, for instance, to when Luke went into the cave to face his fears, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I get the impression
And
from the trailer though, like he has her train a little bit, but then in the meditation scene, when she exhibits all that raw power and levitates rocks and breaks the ledge, he's like, nope, we're not doing this. And I feel
yeah,
like
I
that
think,
happens early on. Like you couldn't get very far into training without that happening.
I don't know. Yeah, I think there's going to be at least 25 minutes on it.
That seems like a bit much to me, but it's all speculation to be honest.
Right. And then I think that she's gonna, because I think, and this is why I think it's gonna be longer. I think that we're gonna see the the beginning of the what's it called when a villain is redeemed. The redeeming of Kylo Ren.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think what's going to happen is I think that we got one scene chopped up into like 5 different parts in that trailer.
Huh.
I think we're going to see the scene where she's just like, I need someone to train me. I don't know what's going on. And Kylo is going to be like, well, I can train you. Or I know someone who can train you. And she's going to be brought to Snoke. Snoke's going to torture her. And then that's when Ren picks up his lightsaber. And then I think he's going to save her from Snoke.
That brings me to another good point. We finally learned that Snoke isn't some like 20-foot tall giant. That was just a hologram trick. He's a regular sized dude.
Yep, Andy Serkis.
Yeah. But because that was a big question. It's like, is he a giant of some Sith giant we don't know about? Because remember in the first one, he was the gigantic, 40-foot hologram. So everyone was kind of wondering. But this one shows him as a regular sized guy. You barely see him in the background when Rey's being tortured in the trailer, but he's there.
Yeah, I think that anyone who thought he was going to be a giant is an idiot.
Yeah, one of those weird things.
No offense to you out there who thought this, but yeah, definitively not a giant.
Well, there are giant creatures and beings in the Star Wars universe, so it was in the vague realm of plausibility. But
also, evidently out there somewhere, someone has leaked the identity of who Snoke is.
Oh?
Yep.
Yeah.
I haven't delved into that. I'm avoiding those articles.
Yeah, we got 2 months of avoidance to play now.
But yeah, also Mark Hamill I think he likes messing with people. I think this guy understands fans better than most people in the Star Wars universe.
Right.
Because he was doing an interview and they're like, well, tell us about Luke's experience, what you can tell us. And he was being like, dodgy. And because this is a guy who understands fans, right? He's done the Joker voice forever now.
Right.
And he knows how to just like say the right things. And then they were like, well, does he like go to the dark side himself? And he was like, I can't tell you that. with like a little bit of Joker in his voice.
Oh, that's good. That's clever.
Yeah. So now there's like this whole fan theory out there that that Luke goes to the dark side.
That doesn't really jive to me.
I think that what we're going to see come out of these movies is in the third movie. Like, I think it's going to be at the end of this one and really kind of the focal point of the third movie, and that's the rise of the Grey Jedi.
Yeah, could very well be.
But yeah. Pucha.
So, the other controversial thing, this weird rabbit-looking guy next to Chewbacca.
The new Chewie?
What?
That's the new Chewie.
That's a Pokemon. What are you talking about?
I think it's fine. I think that the actor who plays Chewbacca is getting old.
Peter Mayhew has been around for a few years.
And
I don't know that he was a young spry fellow when he was Chewbacca the first time, so.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Mayhew, how old are you?
He's getting up there.
Yeah, look that up. But I think that they have to bring in a new animal.
He is 73 now.
Yeah, I mean, that's good on him for putting on the Wookiee.
I mean, he'd have been almost in his 40s when he played Chewie the first time, I think.
No, I will say this, though, about the cute little animal. That is Disney. That is 100% Disney going, we can sell some plushies.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
But also, that being said,
So I guess
I'm fine with it.
It was in the 70s. So yeah, he was not a young man when he first played Chewbacca.
You know who else is going to be in the film in some unnamed role because he's like the good luck charm of Star Wars, it seems. Warwick Davis.
Well, Warwick Davis is basically in all the Star Wars movies.
Right. But they like find ways to bring him into Star Wars. It's like, here.
Get me Warwick Davis. We're making a Star Wars movie. Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And he's no spring chicken either.
Yeah, he's getting up there too. I'm still excited for this film though.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I think it's great. I'm looking forward to I don't think so here's my theory.
All right.
Are you ready for my theory?
Let's have a theory.
I don't think he kills Leia.
You don't think so? Something else happens?
No. Well, because Snoke told him, okay, this kind of goes into the new canon books, okay?
Right.
And it's kind of hinted at in the first movie, but Snoke was like, you kill your father, and you don't have to worry about this conflict anymore, right?
Right.
And in the books, wow, got high for a moment. In the books, he kills Han. And then it describes him as feeling immediately weaker.
Huh.
And then he gets shot.
Right.
Which I think just leads more into Kylo, being more conflicted. Mm-hmm. And I think, in my mind, I think that what happens, he has the chance to kill Leia.
And he's sitting there thinking, okay, when I killed Dad, it weakened me tremendously. What happens if I kill Mom? Right.
So I don't think he does it. I think he gets pulled back. He's on his way back to be punished. He gets Rey. Somehow. Like this will redeem me to Snoke. I'm bringing Rey. And I think that he gets disarmed from his lightsaber because he's being tossed out as a disciple, apprentice, whatever. And then Snoke goes to torture Rey, and he picks up his lightsaber, kills some guards, and rescues Rey. And they escape. And then Luke teaches them both.
Well, that's a good theory. Well, that's only a theory. A fact.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I don't think that they can kill Leia. She's the head general of the Resistance. And
that's going to be interesting how they handle that because of everything.
And if they kill her, I don't know. It's like the Resistance crumbles.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they do though, just to deal with the loss of Carrie Fisher.
You're not wrong, but there's other smarter ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Definitely. So what do you think about Finn?
Finn? So Mr. Finn fighting Phasma?
Yeah, I was glad they brought Phasma back because everyone was kind of mad that she played such a big part in the trailers for the first one and then had such a minor role.
Yeah, I think it's about time. Actually, I'm more excited of Phasma than I am of Finn.
Right.
I think that he is. I definitely think he's a Force sensitive because he didn't chop his arm off when he used the lightsaber.
Right.
I think that him having an alternate version of the Stormtrooper weapon from the first movie fits to his strengths since he was trained as a Stormtrooper.
Right.
But I don't know. I have a hard time really getting behind the Finn character. And that's the other thing too. I feel like they can't... I feel that if they kill off Leia and Mark Hamill, like I don't think they can kill off Mark Hamill at all. I don't think they can kill off Luke.
Right.
Can't do it. Because I feel that if they did, you lose a lot of people for the third movie.
Yeah, maybe.
It's kind of, and this kind of goes into my own personal feelings that the Star Wars movies are about Skywalkers.
Yeah, that has been kind of the consistent, it's the consistency of it, but
I mean, and I don't know. One of them has to bring balance to the Force.
Yeah, there's there's still lots of questions and things up in the air.
Right,
So,
and it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make like you said, they gave us some.
it's
Feels like
just,
it's a little bit too much.
but it still somehow doesn't tie it all together. Even
Doesn't
though
tie it all
apparently
together.
maybe there's a spoiler in there somewhere.
Which, by the way, good job on Disney and this cast for only releasing 2 trailers.
Yeah,
Like, the hype is real, and uh, and yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be good. Good time.
yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm always excited for a good Star Wars movie, or a Star Wars movie. Anyways.
Huh. So there's some on-set pictures where Leia and Luke are both together.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's change gears a little bit and talk briefly about the Justice League trailer.
What do you think?
The thing I like about the newest Justice League trailer is they finally insinuate there might actually be a story, and just instead of just showing us a disjointed clip fest of random fight scenes.
I still think there's not much of a story.
But at least they might try to have a story, like
I mean, all right. So
how do you get 4 trailers into a movie though, if you're going to release that many, and still not have given even the vaguest hints of what's going on? This one finally does. Says, okay, here's approximately the point of the trailer.
I don't know. I'm not really sure if there's much of a story. They're being invaded.
Yeah, that's
Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is acting upon the weird dream he had in the first film, or in the Batman v Superman, and based off of that, he's gonna go and collect a team, which is pretty much, Tony Stark had a dream about the world getting wrecked, and he put together a team.
Yeah.
They're still stealing from Marvel.
Yeah. I'm not saying they're not stealing from Marvel, but finally there's, the shows they have something loosely resembling a plot. I mean, they're being invaded. Was it aliens from space, or was it from creatures from another dimension? You had no idea in all the previous trailers, because it gave literally no explanation as to what was going on. And I always feel like, to a certain extent, trailer is a extremely condensed and fairly vague plot summary of a movie to give you a reason to want to see it. But everything we'd had so far is just a series of random and basically unconnected scenes that didn't tell you anything about what this movie was about other than superheroes.
Well, and I think part of that you got a little bit of plot is because Joss Whedon took over.
Yeah.
And according to the people in the know, Joss Whedon pretty much was like, there is no story and there is no plot, and he reshot most of the film.
Good God. That's a lot.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, that you can kind of tell that in the... I was watching on super 4K quality version of the trailer, full screen,
right,
for the Justice League, and there's a scene where you can see Ben Affleck's Batman wig net. It's like they didn't properly make up it over
on the
it's
high-speed cheap.
Wow.
Someone get in there and touch that up digitally.
I hope they do before it comes out, because it was very obvious. Like in super HD quality, it was super obvious. It's like,
Maybe I'm glad
also,
I don't own super HD devices yet.
You have a monitor.
Well, yeah.
So the other thing is that I feel like a lot... We spoke a lot in Rogue One about the uncanny valley.
Right.
And I feel like every scene with Cyborg is verging on the edge of the uncanny valley.
Yeah, like you basically need the quality of CG that was put into Iron Man, and somehow it's not quite there. You're like, this is just vaguely too cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
Be convincing with the real actor glued in his face, glued in there. It's weird.
Also,
like I've said that about the special effects of all of the DC movies, though. Like, there's this weird not quite there-ness to all of it.
I found a full image of that little bird creature.
Oh,
Yeah.
does it have a name?
No.
Huh.
Just a little image of it. Let me drop this link over to you. Boop. But so it's weird. It looks like someone egged a penguin.
It does
So
look like someone egged a penguin.
the other thing is, do you know that scene in the trailer where Cyborg has like some type of holographic equipment in his hands and he's like looking at things?
Probably.
What? Why does this guy not have a heads-up display?
So that we can see it, and they don't have to steal from to Marvel that much and have Tony Stark's heads-up display.
I'm just saying, it's just
That's literally why it is, though, is that they felt like doing the heads-up display that way would tread too much on Marvel's toes, and they might get in trouble.
But you know what I mean, though?
Well, maybe it's so he can show other people at the same time. Here's what I'm looking at.
He's all alone.
But you build a system for here's what I'm looking at, and look, he's just using the one that's work turned on at the moment. You can hand wave this all day. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying you can hand wave it.
Also, I'm pretty sure Aquaman is a complete dumbass.
You think?
Well, his lines in the trailer are like, yeah, bro, and like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird to see that because I've been watching Stargate Atlantis lately, which has Jason Momoa in it, and his character in that show is really pretty good. He doesn't talk much, but he's basically big tough guy character. So it's like this is gonna be so weird to see this Ronan Dex from Atlantis now be Aquaman.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this film.
I don't either. I kind of just hope that Aquaman doesn't suck because they've set themselves a high goal to make Aquaman not suck.
I think he's gonna be cool in the way that the Incredible Hulk is cool. Like he's gonna be the wrecking ball of the Justice League.
I hope
and
so. That's about all I can expect for it.
But I think that they're gonna put a lot of emphasis on Wonder Woman because she has
Wonder
the
Woman
best
did good.
movie. And I think they're gonna overplay a lot of the Wonder Woman things that we liked.
Probably.
Like in that trailer, she does the same move where she like slides into a room and does the thing that's exactly out of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They did a lot of like close up of her doing like faces. Like the knowing smile.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh God. Sorry.
It's okay. I got distracted looking at a part of the Star Wars trailer and trying to decide something. But
Oh, what?
keep clicking back and forth at the part where Rey says she needs someone to show her place in
You're
all of
trying
this.
to decide if that's the same light.
I think it's not. Like I'm gonna be in an argument with myself. It's the light she's in is far whiter than the orange burnt flaming light that he's in.
Maybe.
They could absolutely have glued these two scenes together and no one would know.
Ooh.
The light's coming from the correct direction from both of them, but it's not the same color at all.
So, speaking of lighting.
This is one of those moments where you can really go down a deep rabbit hole breaking down trailers.
Did you notice that they lightened scenes in the Justice League trailer that they've used in previous trailers?
I didn't watch the Justice League trailer that closely because
You should. Well, they've released a lot of them.
Because there's so many of them, and I am just like some of those are like 7 minutes long. I'm like, why?
Oh, they've given away the movie pretty much.
Probably, but it's alien invasion. Justice League gets together, takes half the movie to get them to quit arguing. They finally go kick everyone's ass. The movie's over.
Superman shows up in a black suit.
Sure, I haven't seen that suit yet, though.
So anyway,
Anyways,
no, they So you could tell the Joss Whedon effect. I'm going to call this the Joss Whedon effect, where basically they've gone through and they've retouched up all these different scenes.
To not
Uh,
be look like they were shot in a dark room with a campfire and a match for lighting.
yeah, our like primary problem with like all DC films is that there's like, why is it so dark and gritty?
Yeah, it's like, why is everything lit with a campfire?
Yeah, well, this is not really needed.
Yeah.
It,
Why are all
and
the important major battle scenes happening at night, lit by a campfire?
watch, that's still going to be the case because Joss Whedon didn't change the combat scenes.
Well, that's a lot. That would have been re-render everything at that point.
But it's still going to be that same thing where we're going to get. I bet you we're still going to get a ton of those.
Those big whooshy Dragon Ball Z scenes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, I bet you they're all going to be around Aquaman too.
probably. Well, you see him using Aquaman being thrown like a halfling into the enemy off of the Batmobile, which
And then again with Cyborg,
Yeah.
tosses him, which I guess. Last question: what do you feel about the handling of the character of the Flash?
like you've said before, the show is so good. Why couldn't they just do that? Is this
Yeah.
one? This guy seems like annoying.
Yes.
Like it's like they're playing off of like every autistic stereotype, and then some. It's just no.
No, he's annoying. The tropes that they're playing with him are annoying, and I really don't like the effect that they have with him. Like before he speeds, lightning comes off.
Yeah,
It's like,
yes.
man,
That's
is
mainly because we're so used to the what is it, 3 or 4 seasons of that good show now.
well. But the thing is about the Flash is that it doesn't like it's impossible for him to have a secret identity because the moment he starts to move at super speed, lightning arcs in a 2 foot radius around him.
Yeah,
And it's like there, and it's like, oh, it makes it seem like A, like he has a charge up time.
mm-hmm.
B, it's this is one of those
Like
points
the
of,
things he does
oh,
in the show, where like he'll just dash off and be right back, and different or something, change his clothes or whatever instantly. You can't do that if a giant ball of lightning pops out of you every time you move.
right. It's like everywhere he goes, he's like shooting out lightning. It's just like,
And that's not in the comics
why?
for the most part, so why? Yeah,
Yeah, when he goes fast enough.
he can, but it's like he's doing it all the time. Just to
Yeah.
make it look cool. So
You're not wrong.
that's the problem, is a lot of these choices have been made just to make it look cool instead of making anything make sense or having a coherent plot. Or in their case, their wild attempts to catch up with Marvel and having a coherent universe.
Yep. And I don't think they can do it.
I don't think they're going to do it.
I think with hashtag Batwiggate and I don't know. I'm looking forward to Last Jedi.
I'm looking forward to Last Jedi. I'll watch Justice League just because it's a great way to waste $8.
Yep. Oh, well, with that being said, how jaded are you?
Right now, I'm like a 3. My hand
Okay.
hurts.
Oh. I'm at a 6.
Oh, pretty jaded, huh?
Yeah, the Justice League conversation pushed me over the edge.
Well, just think about Star Wars. Make up a funny name for that weird catbird thing.
Catbird.
He's gonna be the catbird until he gets the real name. That's it, catbird.
Catbird.
Because he's got
Catbird.
like a cat-like mouth, but a bird-like body and face. Catbird.
Have a quote?
I figure we might as well use a Star Wars quote because context. And I guess I found this one on the internet, supposedly from Yoda, which says, "Train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose." Which doesn't sound like Yoda, but I like that quote, so I'm going with it.
I'm going to use a Princess Leia quote.
Okay.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Huh, there you go. You know,
And
that would be good to see. Boy, that's something we haven't even addressed. You know, is the Force ghosts. Like, if Obi-Wan just showed up for a few minutes and told Luke something, you know, like, no, you have to train her. What? Why? Just train her, Dan. You know, we haven't seen any of those.
that's true. We have not.
You know, and
Also,
I guess they didn't make an appearance until the second movie of the original Star Wars, did they?
no.
So it kind of would make sense for one to show up now, if one was going to
It
show
would.
up.
Yeah, I think that Luke's gonna come around at some point in this film to where he's gonna have to train her proper.
Yeah.
And probably her and Kylo. And I think you're right. I think a Force Ghost is gonna come up.
That would be good. Of course,
Oh,
I've long been saying that, you know, because to a certain extent in the old extended universe, Han Solo was Force sensitive. If Han
yeah.
showed up as a Force ghost, it would be the greatest moment in all of Star Wars history to me. But I don't really see it actually
they kept
happening.
that hidden.
If they could keep that hidden and just have him there, yeah, that would be cool. I don't see how they could really make that make sense and work in the story, but I'd love to see it.
So, I thought of one other thing, and I need you to help clarify this for me.
Okay.
Wasn't Luke's lightsaber green?
One of them was. He's had more than one though.
Well, no, his first one was blue because that was Anakin's Scott, and
Yeah.
then that one was lost.
And that's the impression I got was the one that was lost is the one that what's her name? Maz.
That Maz got.
Yeah. Like there's never been any explanation to it, but from what I understood, the one that she had was the one that was dropped out of Sky City somehow.
Okay, all right, that would make sense because Luke's is green because he had to use,
Yeah, he had to
he had
build
to
his
use
new one
well, he had to use fake kyber crystals,
or something.
which are typically used by the Sith, and then he infused the Force into them because he was afraid that a red lightsaber would pull him closer to the dark side, and that's why his lightsaber was green.
It's a part of the extended universe I had no knowledge of, so sure, why not? But yeah, the way I understood it was the saber that Maz had was the dropped saber from Sky City somehow.
Okay, that makes sense why it's blue then, because blue lightsabers are
It really doesn't
rare.
explain where she got it, but you know.
No, it really doesn't. All right. With all that being said,
If you liked what you heard here today and want to send a comment, email it to proteuspodcast@gmail.com.
or tweet at us at Proteus Podcast.
And remember to follow us on Twitter to be updated when new podcasts are posted. And you can subscribe in a plethora of ways: iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube,
Podbean,
and other places fine podcasts are purveyed. So, all that being said, I've been Jacob.
And I'm still Danielle.
And we have been the Proteus Podcast. Good night, everyone.